Thank you for turning to 10. From WJAR, this is News Channel 10 at 6.
The investigation continues in Woonsocket after police found a man dead from stab wounds. Protesters hit the steps in Boston as Cardinal Law says his first mass since returning from the Vatican. And it's a done deal. Drew Bledsoe is going to Buffalo. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Larry Estempa. You heard right. Drew Bledsoe will play in Buffalo next season as the starting quarterback. The New England Patriots officially announced they traded Drew Bledsoe to the Buffalo Bills this afternoon, sending the one-time franchise quarterback packing. The Patriots will get Buffalo's first-round draft pick in 2003. The teams negotiated for several days, hung up on a deal breaker. Until today, Buffalo refused to give up a first-round pick. Owner Robert Kraft thanked Bledsoe for all he did on and off the field. Now, Tim Gray will report live later in the show with reaction from Tom Curran, the Pats beat writer for the Providence Journal. Cardinal Bernard Law appears in public for the first time in 2 weeks. The head of the Boston Archdiocese celebrated Mass at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross in Boston's South End this morning. After traveling to Rome to meet with the Pope, the Cardinal came home and stayed in seclusion. Today, supporters applauded Cardinal Law before he addressed the congregation.
The repeated public calls for my resignation are a clear signal that many feel my leadership efforts in this area have been inadequate. I wish that I could turn the clock back and undo the harm, the hurt that have been caused to children, to families, and others as a result of some actions and decisions made both before my arrival here in 1984 and during my tenure as Archbishop.
After the Mass, the Cardinal went to Logan Airport to catch a flight back to Rome. Pope John Paul II called all the American cardinals to the Vatican to discuss the ongoing child sex scandals.
Indict Law now! Throw the bum in jail! Indict Law now! Throw the bum in jail!
As you can see, about 36 protesters lined the sidewalk outside the church, confronting parishioners as they went in to hear the sermon. Many want Cardinal Law's resignation. They accuse him of not doing enough to protect children from sexual abuse by priests. What do local parishioners think about the way Cardinal Law handled things? News Channel 10's Mario Hilario talked to some from a parish caught up in the child abuse allegations.
St. Martha's Church in East Providence, another parish now affected by what is a widening web of sex abuse allegations within the Catholic Church.
I'm devastated over the whole thing, and especially about Father Damaris, because I really, really don't believe.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it.
The Reverend Norman Demers was suspended last month after a man claimed Demers sexually assaulted him 35 years ago. But some parishioners we talked to are standing by their priest and their church, skeptical about the growing number of accusations.
I mean, it's all money. It snowballed into people that just...
They're coming out of the walls now.
Yeah.
Because they see money, that's why.
The Pope is meeting with U.S. cardinals this week in Rome to talk about the widening scandal. Among those in attendance will be embattled Boston Cardinal Bernard Law. Locally, there is mixed opinion about whether he should or should not resign, but everyone seems to agree this meeting is a good thing.
They should get together, discuss it, because talking is what straightens things up. They should ask the opinion of the public.
And those opinions vary.
Maybe they should go with some other idealistic things. Maybe they should get married or do something like that. You know, have a little normal, more quote-unquote normal lifestyle. You know.
I don't think marriage is the answer, but I don't know. They have to really think the situation over.
A situation not easily solved by a church looking for answers. In East Providence, Mario Hilario, News Channel 10.
Doctors at Hasbro Children's Hospital wonder why a 5-year-old girl died from a rare form of streptococcal disease. She arrived at the hospital with a high fever and died within 36 hours. The health department will review the case. Doctors say the same family of bacteria responsible for strep throat causes the deadly streptococcal disease when the bacteria produce toxins. Somebody murdered a man in Woonsocket last night, and police could use your help. The crime scene tape outside this house on Front Street and squad cars coming and going alerted neighbors. Police found a man stabbed several times. He died at the hospital. Police immediately started working some leads.
Detectives were called in, located a vehicle and an area where the incident might have took place. conducted the investigation, and we are currently following up different leads into the investigation.
Police don't know the dead man's name or why somebody wanted to kill him. Still ahead on News Channel 10 at 6 on PAX 69. As Israeli troops pull back from the West Bank, thousands in Rhode Island rally denouncing the violence. We'll have the details. Plus, hundreds come out all over Rhode Island to make strides in fighting MS.
And hi there, you saw the sunshine out there this morning and through midday. Then the clouds rolled in. Weather Team 10 Doppler 10,000 right now, showing some rain showers just offshore, but the air is so dry up here, it's going to take a while for this to work into the atmosphere where it actually falls as rain on your windshield and outside. And then we're in for an interesting scenario for tomorrow. Don't go away. 5-day forecast coming up here on News Channel 10 at 6 on PAX 69.
Are your bathtub or shower walls old or worn out? Luxury Bath Systems can transform your old bathroom into a beautiful new one in just one day with no mess and at a fraction of the cost of traditional remodeling. Luxury's beautiful acrylic bath systems are custom made to fit over your existing fixtures without the cost or mess of replacement. Backed by Luxury's factory guarantee of satisfaction. What a difference a day makes.
Luxury Bath Liners. For more information, call 1-800-TUB-1036.
It's not just a house, it's your home. Inviting, warm, attractive, illuminating. And whether you're building, remodeling, or redecorating, Major Electric will help you light up your life. Discover distinctive lighting designs to enhance and complement every decorative motif and architectural space in your home. Unique, beautiful designs with timeless details to match your lifestyle. Enjoy great service, value, and selection at Major Electric, 123 High Street in Pawtucket.
Carpet One is gonna be good to you.
Carpet One will be good to you with personal attention and outstanding service every step of the way. Carpet One owners and their experienced team have the knowledge to make your new flooring purchase easy for you. Isn't that what we all want?
We want to give you the right touch, right touch, right touch.
Carpet One. When it comes to flooring, nobody does it better.
Honey, you're going to be late for your interview.
I'm ready. Hair Club has been helping millions of people get educated on hair loss and what options actually work. Hi, I'm here for the interview.
Oh, why don't you have a seat over there with the other applicants?
Hey, what are you looking at?
It'll only be a minute.
When you absolutely need to make a good impression, call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for the answers to thinning hair.
New developments in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict offer some hope. Israeli forces pulled out of the largest city on the West Bank, leaving Palestinians to reclaim their homes and businesses, many of them destroyed. Although troops left Nablus, the army warns it might order more attacks if Palestinian militants carry out acts of revenge. In Rhode Island, the Jewish Federation rallied at the State House, denouncing the violence against its people. News Channel 10's Margie O'Brien also found Palestinian supporters concerned about getting far less exposure while suffering far greater losses.
Recent suicide bombings have killed innocent civilians, an act of terrorism that these people say will not be tolerated.
We must lower the level of hatred.
According to the Israelis, their enemy does not discriminate.
These terrorists do not cherish the value of life. These terrorists treasure the murder of innocent civilians.
But Palestinian supporters say, look at their numbers and you'll see who's really suffering.
The Palestinian casualties are 4 to 5 times higher. That's only in deaths. As far as injuries, they're much, much higher.
Our hope today is that among the rancor and the violence, men and women, Jew and Arab, will find true wisdom and true courage.
The American administration has attempted to bring peace to the area, yet a ceasefire could not be agreed upon.
This looks like a charade. I mean, it's very simple. America can order Israel to stop because America gives Israel more than $4 billion a year in aid.
Palestinians and Israelis remain deadlocked, and as a result, peace is eluded. Yet both sides continue to look for an answer. Margie O'Brien, News Channel 10.
The man who wants to be the next governor of Massachusetts, Republican Mitt Romney, will donate his Olympic salary to charity. Romney said that at the U.S. Olympic Committee Board of Directors meeting in Boston today. Charities will get about $850,000 in all. He said all along that he would decline his salary if the Salt Lake Olympic Games failed to turn a profit, but the Games did turn a profit. Still ahead on News Channel 10 at 6 on PAX 69, hundreds turn out in Cranston to walk to fight multiple sclerosis. Plus, RJ will be back with your work week forecast. Please stay right there.
Closed captioning on NBC 10 is brought to you by Cardi's Furniture Superstores in Swansea and West Warwick.
Hi, it's easy to recycle corrugated cardboard. All you have to do is flatten it out and put it outside next to your bins. I do it all the time. If it's bigger than 3 feet long or 3 feet wide, you gotta cut them down. If they're small ones, you can put them in the green bins, like that. In fact, I'm getting ready to cut up some boxes right now.
Do-it-yourselfers looking for the right tools can find them at the Dodge Spring Cleanup event, where you can clean up with great products, great protection, and great values, including 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission protection. Plus your choice of up to $3,000 cash allowance or 0% financing. The Dodge Spring Cleanup event. Ford, GM, Honda, and Toyota don't match it.
Nothing gets it done like a Dodge.
Now for the backyard.
Belonging to Credit Union Central Falls is more than membership to a credit union. It's membership to a family.
My father, when I was born, started an account for me right from the day one.
Everybody calls you by your name. Everybody knows you. They're very friendly.
I think that's the nicest thing is whenever you walk into any branch, the people are so nice and friendly.
I find the Saturday hours very convenient. You were doing that before it was fashionable.
Join the Credit Union Central Falls family today at one of our 5 convenient locations.
Weather Team 10 reports brought to you by Albert's Furniture Showplace. Just what you're looking for in a furniture store.
Hundreds take a stroll for a good cause. They walked to raise money for the Multiple Sclerosis Society here in Cranston and at 2 other sites in Rhode Island. Besides raising money, these annual walks want to educate people about MS and its devastating effects on the central nervous system. About 3,000 Rhode Islanders have multiple sclerosis.
Hi there. Now, we've been talking about this for the past few days or so. There's a chance of a few wet snowflakes mixed in on Monday afternoon and Monday evening as a storm system, a winter-type storm system starts to pull through the area. But the ground is just too warm. I don't think there's anything to get excited about except more of a curiosity if you see a few of those wet snowflakes. A seasonable day today, Johnston War Memorial Park. The sun is really warm, even though the air was chilly today. Once you're in the sunshine, it feels a lot warmer than the actual high temperature or current temperature is at the moment. Live Tower Cam 10 pictures from downtown. We have overcast conditions now, still a few peaks of sunshine. We should be dry tonight. And look at where our temperatures were. It's about what we called for. 59 for the high, 46 for the morning low, 60 and 41 where we're supposed to be. So average it out, that's about where we're supposed to be. Record breaker in the state, 87 in 1957. And the coldest it's ever been on April 20th, 27 in 1908, since they've been keeping records. But, you know, you go back a couple 100,000 years and we were in the middle of an ice age, so I'm sure it's been colder on some April 20th, just not since they've been keeping records. Weather Team 10 WeatherNet, 61 and 45 here at Channel 10. It's 54 now. We also talked about the fact that we have a northerly component to the wind today. That's exactly what's happening. Putnam's at 52, SD Barnes down at 53. Now, these are all live. Charahoe Middle School at 53, 57 at Westerly, but all the pink arrows, save for along the coast, having a northerly wind. It's a bit of a sea breeze trying to kick in from Oxford School down through Wilbur and McMahon and down on Block Island, too. Temperatures there in the low 50s. We're heading into the low 40s tonight. Some locations far north and west maybe get to the upper 30s, but right around 40 degrees tonight. A little colder than it was last night, just by a few degrees. Then we have rain showers moving in, and we're not the only one getting a few snowflakes here. They're getting it from Minneapolis through the upper peninsula of Michigan, Wisconsin included. Some wet snowflakes, particularly north and west of Providence, tomorrow afternoon and evening. And the higher terrain of central and northern New England could see a few inches in the higher elevations, but that should be about it. Most of this rain is getting eaten up by the dry air that's across southern New England right now. We do have the cloud cover with us, but I think it'll take a while for all of the moisture to saturate the air mass before a lot of it makes it down to the ground. So that cold high pressure lowering our dew points should keep most of the rain showers at bay as this area of low pressure starts to move due east. Now, we'll be watching it tomorrow because it's a double-barreled area of low pressure. The secondary area of low pressure, once it starts swinging through with the first one, that's where it's going to tap into this really cold air that's up here. So in the upper, middle, and even lower parts of the atmosphere, it will be cold enough to support snow. But remember, the ground is really warm. Remember, we had record high temperatures last week in the low 90s. I think that whatever falls should just accumulate on any grassy surfaces, but I don't expect any travel problems tomorrow afternoon and evening. It won't be the most pleasant day with temperatures only in the low 40s, falling into the upper 30s by the afternoon on a northeast wind, but expect rain showers, some wet snow tomorrow afternoon and evening, particularly to the north and west. It's confirmed with Weather Team 10 Future Track. We have to wait till 9 o'clock in the morning to start getting some precipitation meeting the ground here. By 5 in the afternoon, we could get some heavier rain showers, starting to mix with some wet snowflakes by 8 p.m. on Monday. Looks like it'll start clearing out on Tuesday. So tonight, cloudy and colder, 40 Providence, 39 New Bedford, 37 Pawtucket, 42 on Block Island. Tomorrow, raw with some rain showers and a nighttime mix, late afternoon or early evening, but 42 Providence, 43 New Bedford, 39 Harrisville. I don't expect any problems coming out of any of those snowflakes. All the precipitation should end on Tuesday morning. It clears out 51. Seasonable, but still a little cooler than normal on Wednesday with 56. A few rain showers Thursday, then sunny in the afternoon with 60, and another seasonable day Friday, sunny and 61 degrees. Anytime in April you mention some snowflakes, people think of that April snowstorm that we had.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not going to have anything like that.
At least it's been fun for you, though. You've had all kinds of weather to forecast.
Job security, as Patrice used to say.
RJ, thank you. Some University of Ohio students won't be in class on Monday, and here's why. Several off-campus parties deteriorated into riots. Rioters actually pelted police with broken bottles as they were called in to deal with the fray. Police arrested more than 24 people. Several students face possible expulsion. Now here's a similar scene out of Seattle. Police officers used their bicycles as shields to keep protesters at bay. The demonstrators protested issues like globalization and the crisis in the Middle East. Many of those believed involved were students from a nearby community college. Police arrested 19 people at this riot. Up next in sports, after 12 seasons at Foxborough, Drew Bledsoe is taking his talents to Buffalo. The Patriots completed a trade that sends the All-Pro quarterback to the Bills today. Tim Gray will join us live with an update. Plus, the Celtics play host to the Sixers in Game 1 of their playoff series at the Fleet Center.
Now you can report news in the making by dialing star 10 from your Verizon wireless phone. Verizon Wireless provides the toll-free call for News Channel 10 viewers.
No more long drives to Fall River for your quality curtains because Rhode Island has its own quality curtain outlet on Route 3 in Coventry. You'll find hundreds of window treatments for every room in your home, from classics to contemporary styles, even custom orders, all at a fraction of the cost of department stores. Listen to what these customers have to say.
Can't go anyplace else for curtains except this place.
The quality of the curtains are beautiful and the prices are unbelievable.
Quality Curtain Outlet, Tioga Avenue, Route 3 in Coventry.
Well, here's the latest and the greatest from Bernie's, your big vacuum cleaner store. We've got the full line of Hoover and Eureka vacuum cleaners. We've got those fabulous new vacuum cleaners that require no bags. Imagine never having to buy a vacuum cleaner bag again. Those with the HEPA filters. We're Bernie's, your big vacuum cleaner store, your big appliance store, your big TV store.
The Eureka Cyclonic Bagless Vac is just $99, and the Hoover Self-Propelled Wind Tunnel Upright is only $299. You'll always find a great selection of top brand vacuums at Bernie's.
There are some things that just can't be imitated.
Hello!
And of course, Walt's roast beef. At Walt's, they slow roast their beef at each location to create the one-of-a-kind, fresh, delicious roast beef flavor. So next time you're hungry and in a hurry, don't settle for imitations. Go for the real beef.
Fast food, you want to eat slow.
Tomorrow on PAX TV.
Contents Legionella pneumophila, serogroup 3.
Legionnaire's disease. Ow. A deadly bacteria.
We have to put the hotel under quarantine.
A hotel full of guests threatened by this biological nightmare. And 3 greedy thieves. Sloan knows they all tie together. But how?
No, it's something else. I just wish I knew what it was.
Diagnosis Murder. Tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on PAX TV.
Usually, day 2 of the NFL draft is uneventful. Not for the New England Patriots this year. After hanging on to Drew Bledsoe yesterday, they traded the former #1 pick today. Let's go live to Foxborough and Sports Team 10's Tim Gray. Hi, Tim.
Hey there, Mike. You know, everyone here thought this deal was dead yesterday after the Bills and Patriots could not work out a swap or work out a trade for Drew Bledsoe. But today, New England accepted Buffalo's first-round pick in next year's draft, that's 2003, in exchange for Drew Bledsoe. Now, over my right shoulder, you can see CMGI Field, and perhaps this new field will be Drew Bledsoe's legacy and gift to fans of New England because he helped to build this field, the new CMGI Field. Patriots owner Bob Kraft had this to say. Drew Bledsoe today, he said this: Drew Bledsoe is a special player. I have great respect for all he has done for this franchise, not only for his contributions on the field, but off the field as well. Earlier, we caught up with Providence Journal beat writer Tom Curran, and we talked about today's big trade. So, Tom, what are your thoughts about this deal finally coming to fruition?
I think yesterday when we left here, I don't think that there was a lot of optimism that it would get done. But the one key to it, Tim, was that there was no quarterback in Buffalo, and they wanted to leave this weekend with that. That left the door open for something to happen today. And they wanted to take Patrick Ramsey from Tulane. Washington took him at the beginning of the second round. So that left the door cracked today for this to happen.
Do you think the Patriots got what they wanted, or at this point they said, okay, we're going to head into camp with a little bit of a problem here between Brady and Bledsoe. Let's just get one first rounder or get something for him?
That's a good question. I think probably what happened was Buffalo's insistence upon getting their quarterback situation resolved probably kick-started the whole thing. I think the Patriots would have been okay. They would have preferred to move him for a first-round pick, but they would have been okay going into camp with it. Buffalo anteed up the first-round pick, so I think that they get a win-win. They have a nice draft they've orchestrated here, and they're going to get multiple picks for Bledsoe in 2003.
Was there any disappointment in not getting the pick this year as opposed to next year?
I don't think so. I think that they're going to wind up, in hindsight, looking at it and thinking, we got a good player in the first round in what was otherwise a fairly shallow draft. We've moved our quarterback and gotten another pick for him, and now we have a backup young quarterback in Rohan Davey that we can develop.
Now, Patriots head coach Bill Belichick meets the media in about 10 minutes. We'll have that for you tonight at 11 o'clock. Live in Foxborough with the latest on Drew, Tim Gray, Sports Team 10. Mike, back to you.
Thank you, Tim. And that quarterback Tom Curran referred to is Rohan Davey from Louisiana State. The Pats selecting the 6', 2-inch, 245-pound quarterback in the 4th round. Davey, who was born in Jamaica, threw for over 3,300 yards and 18 touchdowns last year. He also led Louisiana State over Georgia Tech in the Peach Bowl in 2001. Scouts say he's got raw talent, but if he stays healthy, he could really make an impact. The Red Sox and Royals are involved in a double dip at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City today. In the second game, Johnny Damon has hit a grand slam home run. Sox lead the Royals 4-2 after 3. The ball in the water would be like a sinking ship for the Royals in Game 1. It was home run derby for the Sox. Brian Dahlback breaks out of an 0-for-15 slump with this homer to right. It's 4-1 Red Sox in the 4th. 4-2 Boston in the 7th when Jose Offerman goes yard. This 3-run blast gives the Red Sox a 7-2 lead. Now, if you're playing home run derby, you know who wants to play. Manny Ramirez hits the first of 2 shots. It's 8-2 Boston. Former Royal Johnny Damon, who has a grand slam in the second game, would hit a home run in the first game. Boston goes on to defeat the Royals in game 1, 12-2, the final. Yanks and Jays in the Bronx, Alfonso Soriano. He's got a lot of fans. This shot to left. It's a leadoff home run. New York with a 1-0 lead. 2-0 Yanks in the second when Bernie Williams laces this pitch to left center. That's an RBI single. John Vanderwall will score. It's 3-0 Yanks. The rocket was on. Roger Clemens struck out 8, allowed just 3 hits and 2 runs through 7+. The Yanks beat the Jays 9-2 the final. The tough times continue for the Pawtucket Red Sox. They lost at Rochester 2-1. They're now 1-8 away from McCoy Stadium this year. The second season starts for the Celtics today as they host Philadelphia in Game 1. Hall of Famer Bill Russell wishing the Celts a little luck before Game 1. Allen Iverson needs some luck for that banged-up hand as well. Iverson's injury didn't bother him early. Makes the tough wing jumper. Sixers up 18-17. Watch this. Walter McCarty hits the half-court jumper at the buzzer. 31-28 Celts after 1. Second quarter, Paul Pierce with the driving layup. He had a game-high 31 points. Celts up by 8. Rodney Rogers takes it to the rim, but it's Walter McCarty who follows up for the slam. Celtics take Game 1. They beat Philadelphia 92-82, the final.
First chance to really get out there in the playoff atmosphere. A lot of emotions behind it. You know, I'm even drained right now. I mean, I thought I knew what playoff basketball really was, but I didn't know until I stepped out on that court.
The Boston Bruins are hoping to regain home ice advantage tonight and show the Montreal Canadiens why they were the top team in the conference. The Bruins look to even their series at 1 with the Habs. Game 1 was physical, but too many foolish penalties hurt the Bruins. Tonight they'll need to be more disciplined and keep the Canadiens away from Byron Defoe. Expect a much better effort in Game 2 tonight from the Bees.
Well, it doesn't affect us. It affects us only in that we're down 1 game. But we have enough guys in here, a lot of character hockey players, guys that have been through the playoffs before. 1 game certainly doesn't win the Stanley Cup, and it doesn't win a series. So.
Final stop, the fast track, the Aaron 499 at Talladega today. Major pileup, 25 laps in. Coming around turn 3, a multiple car crash. No one getting away except for Johnny Benson. He's a little messed up. Benson's car spins and ignites. Fire crews are there to extinguish the flames and give Johnny a little cooling off himself. Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the checkered flag. Michael Waltrip was in second. And that is sports.
All right, Mikey, thank you very much. Got a look at the weather for us?
Yeah, we have a raw day on the way tomorrow. High only 42, temperatures falling through the 30s. Rain showers during the day could end as a few wet snowflakes Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then seasonable weather after that. No record highs this week.
No chance of that. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you back on Channel 10 tonight at 11.
See ya.
More viewers get their news from News Channel 10 than from everyone else combined. Thanks for making Channel 10 Southern New England's leading news channel.